Humbly greet you, good fellows out there. We keep on with our discussions, and as I pull it out to you, you probably also will sort of see if you can also make sense out of what I'm trying to deduce. I'm trying to, open you up to. It's mainly regarding religion and culture as the main issue or the main problem that we face in our life. Is what has generated the problems we face, I believe. Now, the discussions are still based on my presentations are still based on the Holy Bible. That's the Red Letter Bible, Holy Bible. And it's really well translated to the modern form of translation. We've got the Quran by Abdullah. It's also translated, but not to the required standard of English of today compared to the Revised Standard Bible. The Bible has also got the Old Testament and the New Testament, which comprises the Torah. The Old Testament is believed to have directly been translated from the Torah. That's seen as the scriptures of the Jewish people, the Judaism people, or the Judaism religion. The New Testament is more of those who deflected somehow, and a new sect of approach to that faith, and it's those the followers of that kind of that sect group became known as the followers of Christ, the one who came to save the old ways of which they were not able to fulfill or were not able to accomplish the wishes of their God as Jehovah at that time. So in every way, we have it all here for we to do our comparison. We're sticking to the idea that the Quran has got so many presentations, and it demonstrates peace in most of the time. It demonstrates Allah as a peaceful God who wish peace among all humanity. Now, I'm trying to disprove all that, not because Allah is not peaceful or Allah is anything, harm or evil or anything. Allah, nobody, or I can tell if anybody knows Allah, nor do I know Allah personally. But we know Allah through the books, it's the Quran, which is claimed to be Allah's word. And we also sort of have a wide assumption of God or Allah, in a sense of one who created everything, the ultimate creator, omniscient, omnipotent, and the provider of all things. So it's a general concept that we all people who have faith or believe in something, some sort of define God to be or Allah to be. So in all the groups, as you see, they all have their God. But for them to sort of make it presented as if their God is the ultimate God, you can see that it's a very competitive approach that they have compared to all the religions that are there. And surely it is competitive because none of the religious group will sort of give in to the idea that the God or the ideas or the presentation of the other is actually the ultimate that all should follow. So even if they deny it individually, because the individual person out there probably is not a founder of the faith and doesn't know or have a clue of how things happened. The fact is still there that even they deny it individually or institutionally, whichever way it is, the concept does not really give more evidence or strong evidence to back his claim of being the ultimate God individually. All of them, they cannot have their claim being supported with some strong evidence. It's more of campaigning to see the end what will come. So in the Bible it is written, the end will justify its means, used by I think Jesus Christ himself as one of the statements he made. The end will justify its means. Now at the end of it we will see what comes up. But for even to take this long for the description of what God is or who Allah is, according to what we know, and taking it this long for, let's say, even has still not achieved, and nothing has been achieved this long period of time, and nothing has been achieved. You can see that even the books are going out, have become outmoded in words and all that. Then you come to ask yourself that how long did God create the whole world, and how long is it taking him to just or to adjust his own magnificent work done? How long is it taking him to correct the errors of life? Something that he can destroy in a second and rebuild in a second. A man cannot rebuild or give life, so a man has to take a whole longer period to really install something, and even that he does it partially. If you go to the hospitals, people get cured, but they don't fully get that curing that they need, but they get cured somehow partially. But as to destruction, everybody can destroy, but we distinguish destruction and creation, in a sense that God can create, and we are quite in a sense that we are actually the creatures, one that being formed by the Creator himself. So there is no way we can compare ourselves in the sense of being creative. Whatever we create are within the creation, what has been created, that we sort of use to do our imitations and imitate God in certain ways, that we can also have whatever we wish to have, or to be able to modernize our life or advance our life in certain ways. So basically, we are not compared to the creator. But if we could be, I don't know. There are others who believe otherwise, that yes, that can be a possibility. So people might think along that line. My main concern isn't about what we can be, not necessarily what we can be in the sense of comparing ourselves to the God or all that kind of stuff. It is more to do with the correction of our life and having a very comfortable and a peaceful life, where we don't live life regretting, we don't live life in that sadness of state, worried and uncomfortability is not really the ideal thing one hoped for, or one would have wished or think things should be. So as we find ourselves in that situation, then it calls for us to look into things and see the best way that life can be good for us, the best way to sort of embrace life, the best way to approach it. Now, how do you approach it if you haven't found the reasons why you're facing what you're facing, or the reason why you are not too comfortable with the situation that you are in, that makes you sort of what is pushing you to seek for a different sort of approach, or a different lifestyle, or a different better state? What makes you think that what you have now is not better? And the reason that the whole thing is all that is what is bringing out all these things, to reveal these things that advises us, these things that has been placed in our minds, or the minds of the guardians and those who were before us in so many ways, and they have instilled this in our brains, in our lives, and mostly unknowingly, we are caught up to sort of think along this line without knowing that this is what the information, or this is what our sort of life have been built upon, and that's what makes us decide the way we decide, the way that they make us decide and take the decisions we take. And I'm trying to pull it out that there is no single place in life, today's life, that culture isn't related, nor religion isn't related. They are all related. Even if the churches are empty, even if the mosques are empty, even if the Buddhist temples are empty, no matter what, those cultures at some point become filled up. And it is not just by that, it has also got the strong influence in our life that those eldership that truly believed became into the victim of all these groups, and I genuinely gave themselves and made their commitments to it. And as time fades away, as things pass by, and most things fades away, it sort of it replaced it got itself the status that it's